Y'all, I hope y'all having a blessed day today. And today we're going to be going over John chapter 8, verse 24, which says, "You shall die by your sin if ye do not believe in him." What does that mean? Well, in Scripture, we all know, or some of us may not know, but if you don't, there is a demon called Baal. And a lot of the old times, as far as the Canaanites, a lot of other civilizations, they always would serve a different image. Very few people believed until they had witnessed Jesus that he was the Son of God. Some didn't even believe in God, like the Gentiles. God calls this idolatry. That when we don't believe that he is the one true Messiah, his Son, within the Trinity, he calls it idolatry. You know, and that is why it's so important for us to understand, like the saying goes, you can't serve two masters. You can't be in the middle of the fence. Because either you'll love the other or hate the other. And so you have to be very careful on what you allow within your belief system. You have to be very careful on what practices you intake. The heart is the root of all evil. So whatever your desires are, you have to make sure that Christ is the center of it all. There's nothing wrong with searching for answers. There's nothing wrong with searching for more truth. But you have to be very self-aware that there is only one true God. It's idolatry to believe that multiple gods created a morality. It's idolatry to believe that multiple gods created this earth. Why? Because each god has their own unique morality. So you can't say that you believe in all the gods and yet follow one. Well, you might say to yourself, well, I contribute to all their beliefs. But who makes it the true one? There can only be one miraculous creator. True, you can say that, well, this God had a part of this God had a part of that. But what makes it more true? Who is the truth? And see, that's the problem with serving multiple gods. There's never not a truth. There's never one true, omnipotent, miraculous being. And so that leads us to the questions of who to choose. Well, you can look at Buddha. A lot of his teachings are very respectable. Says to do good. But there's one small issue. Is that you have to work your way up to their cults of heaven. And even if you look at the last words of Buddha, not once has he ever claimed that he was the truth or he was the way. If you look at Muhammad, respectable as well. 5 pillars of the good deeds that he is condoned for. But he also did not claim that he was the way and the truth. There's only one person who claimed to be God, who stated that I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father but before me, and that's Jesus Christ. That is why he says that it is a sin to not believe in him. And that you will die by your sin if you continue to live in that way. The wages of sin is death. If you look at the universe, it's very obvious to know that it takes a creator to make such beautiful architecture, such beautiful nature. Well, you might say to me, well, no, God didn't. Humans made it. And see, in order to have a conscious, someone has to know of a conscious. You look at the Big Bang, atoms does not have a conscious. All atoms are, it's just molecules of energy come back to one another. If you look at the atheist belief, they believe that we, if you're being intellectually honest, that we are just atoms formed to a higher order. There's no such thing as free will. Everything you do is based on society. There's no such thing as love. Everything you produced is through a chemical reaction in your brain. That is the honest way to live as an atheist. Because if there is no God, then morality is just relative. Nothing is more wrong than the other. Nothing is more true than the other. And so that leaves the broad of questioning what is true and what is not. See, when you live that type of lifestyle, you have to create your own truth. What it is that you live for. And what is the purpose of that that makes that more reliable than Jesus Christ? Some might say, helping one another. Some might say, enjoying what life is. Everything that's around us. But in order to accept, you must be able to see it. As far as the domain of the cosmos, there's a broad spectrum of what cannot be seen. So it leads to questions of what is true. And so that is how people create their own mindset of decisions on what their truth is, because of what they cannot see. But we don't live our lives off of 100% proof. We live our lives based on evidence. And so, with that foresight, you have to have the open mind of history. You know, I mean, if you go into your books, do you believe that Napoleon fought in the war. Were you there to see it? No. But there was other people to say that he did fight in the war. We call that eyewitnesses. Eyewitnesses is a historically way to further explain the evidence that it is true. Just as 500 eyewitness accounts saw Jesus rose from the dead, it would be intellectually dishonest to say that that is not 100% true. Sure, we don't know, but the overwhelming evidence says that that is the case. So the question I'll leave y'all here with: have you truly found your truth? If it is, what is the evidence you have that explains that that is your truth? And I pray that with this video, your answers will be answered. Y'all,